So welcome back. We're going into a very important subject. It's a very simple subject, and it's lesson number 9, which is part of focus right here. And focus means, what is it that you're good at? Like, find your genius. What is it that you really want to do with your life? And like, I want to be really clear on it. Just because I don't like mutual funds doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest in them, because there's some people that win at them. But generally, mutual funds are designed for people who don't want to lose. And so they lose. Okay? And I'll be very clear on something, because the question was asked during the break, is that I play to win. I also cooperate extremely well. But I cooperate with guys on my team and women on my team. Do they want to win? I don't hang out with losers. It doesn't mean I'm not cooperative, I'm not like this, but when I played football, when I played rugby, when I rowed, I captained all 3 teams. I only wanted people on my team that played to win. Doesn't mean we always won. But I didn't want somebody on my team who shows up drunk or doesn't go to practice. Does that make sense? The same as these 10 sessions long here, I'm sure by now some of you find people are quitting because they just don't want to play to win. And there's nothing right or wrong with it. As I've said before, is that democracy is about equality. Democrats. They try and be equality, but you realize Democrats were the guys that owned slaves. That's history. Those are the facts. So the Democrats talked about equality, but they really seceded from the Union to fight for the right for slavery. And capitalists, i.e. Republicans, are for inequality. And America was formed on those 2 bases. You had the right to take care of as many people as possible, but also for the right to be in equality. I didn't have to listen to the Queen. I don't care if it's, what's his name, Prince Harry or Prince George and all that. The Brits do. They really worship the kings and queens, right? So one of the definitions of intelligence is knowing when to be left and when to be right, when to be democratic, when to be a capitalist, when to cooperate, when to compete. And the reality of intelligence is, can you do both simultaneously? Can you compete and be cooperative? But you need to make the distinction on who's on your team. You see, I don't really believe in the government taking care of people. I don't believe in people should be given money not to work. I don't believe in that. But I still pay my taxes because there's people in our government who believe that I should do it. And I really think it's funny that Democrats pretend to be for the people, but they're really for the rich, like anybody else. It doesn't make a difference if Democrats or Republicans win. It's the guys who have the money who make the rules. It's called the golden rule. He who has the cash makes the rules. And that's life. That's all over the world. I don't care where you live. So these people who want to whole hang, sing kumbaya, and have losers on your team, that's your choice. It is not my choice. Is that clear, everybody here? Yes. But I still make Rich Dad's education available to everybody for free if you want to win. If you want to play not to lose, Rich Dad Company is not that company. Guys got that here? Hello? Yes. So, be crystal clear on that. So, the other excuse I hear a lot of times people say, they say, I don't have enough money, and you can tell it's not how much money you have, it's how well you spend your money, how well you spend your time that makes you rich. The other thing people say is, I'm not smart enough. So, when you look at E, S, B, and I, my rich dad pointed out to me that these guys are the smart students. S stands for smart. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, consultants, specialists in some field, really smart. These are your A students. These are your B students. And these are your C and D students here. And the rule of thumb is the A students always work for the C and D students. Look at it. Okay? That's the way it is. And then the E students work for the government. And so that's the whole thing right here. So the question is, what do you want to be in all this? On this side, there is very little democracy. On this side, it's either you win or you lose. Over here, there is democracy. Am I making some kind of sense here? There's a little bit more fair on this side. Other side, on this side here, guess which side is more competitive? This side. Yeah. These guys, they operate on their own, and they're trying to beat the other accountants and the attorneys. These guys are trying to beat out their fellow employees, climb the corporate ladder. So this is competitive. This side is cooperative. And what I say, business and investing are team sports. I don't have to be the smartest person, but I have to have smart people around me. Does that make sense? Yes. And the key is, can these people cooperate? I have not met too many accountants and attorneys that know how to cooperate because they want to do it on their own. That's my experience. I have not met too many accountants and attorneys that can start a company and build one. You know, they can run one after it's built, but they're not good at entrepreneurship. They can build small practices and not businesses. You know, accounting practice, a legal practice. They're very different people. These guys are school smarts. These guys are street smarts. And it's very, very different. That makes sense, guys, here? So when somebody says they're not very smart, generally they're thinking from this side, where you have to be the smart or the good employee or the smart doctor or the smart lawyer. On this side, you can be a complete moron and still win. I am living proof of that. What I'm very good at is finding and looking at people who are on my team. Does that make sense, guys, here? Yes. I want the smartest people around me. Okay? So the other big lesson I learned was in Vietnam is that, you know, the best lesson as a pilot in Vietnam, the best lesson I learned is that there's no second place. Either you went home or that guy, for me to go home, the other guy had to die. It was that simple. No second place. So what I learned on this side, there's no second place. I play to win. It is inherent. Marine Corps trained that into me. Military school trained that into me. We play to win. I come out over here, and these guys here are wimps, a lot of them, playing not to lose, you know. What if somebody says this, you know? I said, and I was out there killing good people to protect these yo-yos here. I mean, it didn't make any sense to me. So I came back in '74 pretty disgusted. You know, don't do that because, you know, you might hurt somebody's feeling or you know, my attorney might call your attorney and say, hey. It's a different world, school smarts, street smarts. So I learned more about business and life in the military in combat than I did at business school. That makes sense, guys, here? Yes. So when I play to win. So the question for you is this: if you're not playing to win, then why should you be on somebody's team? Right? It's, you know, like Joe Montana says, the true sign of a successful person in football is somebody who practices after practice. You know, I practice constantly. I am constantly practicing. I practice on this side. I don't practice climbing the corporate ladder. It doesn't interest me. I don't have a practice being the best, the smartest guy like an accountant or attorney. But I practice cooperative behavior, and I practice putting a team together that's going to win. And that's the difference. So this is my question to you guys here is this. We're now on focusing. It's focusing on you. You have 6 friends. Where are most of your 6 friends? Are the E's, S's, B's, or I's? I know who my friends are. They're all over here. They're not accountants and attorneys. They're all renegade, bootleggers, scoundrels, on the legal side. And I do believe in legal, ethical, and moral. You know, if I get somebody cheating on his wife, I don't want to do business with them. Because if they'll cheat on their wife, they'll cheat on me. It's real simple. I have very strict rules over here. But I put the best team together and play to win. So you don't have to be smart, but do you have the best team? It's the same as football. The smartest team doesn't win, the best team wins. Does that make sense? How hard do you hit out there? How well do you want to play? That's the real world right now. Are these people just school smarts looking for pay raises, or are they willing to take the market out? It's a spirit. It's called spiritual basis. So take a moment right now, and you at home, make a list of who your 6 friends are. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they E's, S's, B's, or I's? Most of my time is over here. You know, very little is over here. So please, at your home right now, make a list of the people you spend the most time with. If it's co-workers, put it down there. If it's, you know, your brother-in-law who's on welfare, put that down there. You know, because you are your friend. Birds of a feather flock together. So now we're focusing a little tougher questions. This may be some of the toughest questions. You hang out with losers because you feel sorry for them. That makes you a loser. The best thing I've ever had, the reason I like coaching so much, is I get my butt kicked from my coach. I go to the gym, and I haven't worked out hard enough to kick my butt. Most people rather, oh, he's so mean, I think I'll have some more Cheetos and some Diet Coke, you know. And they wonder why their gut's hanging out. Nobody wants them on the team. They're not studying. They're not learning. But how come you don't cut me on that deal? Because you're a loser. We don't want you on our team. You add nothing to the pot. Am I making sense, you guys, here? So now in the focusing part, write down the 6 people you spend the most time with it, because that's like looking in the mirror. Does that make sense here? My wife, what is she? E-S, B, or I? B-I. Hardcore. You know, Ken McElroy, he and I go Las Vegas together and all that. While other people at the gambling tables, Kenny and I are looking at real estate. We spend our time and our money looking for deals, not looking for, I play blackjack and stuff like that, but I don't play seriously at it. But I don't waste my time at the blackjack table. Make sense, you guys here? Because that's for losers. I'm looking for a deal. I found great deals in Las Vegas. Market's going bad. Market's coming down. Now's the time the professional comes back in. So be honest with yourself right now. Who are the 6 people you spend most time with? Ready, go. You don't have to be smart. You know, oh, I'm not smart enough and all this. But you do have to be responsible for who you surround yourself with. Are they smart? Are they rich? Are they playing to win? Those are the questions. And if you sit there and go, oh, I really like her because, you know, she's a friend of my mother and Making sense, you guys here?
Yes.
That's where it becomes the focus. Stop BSing yourself. Stop blue skying yourself. If you want to upgrade your team, upgrade yourself. You guys got that?
Yes.
That's why we have Rich Dad's Education. You know, they're more expensive, more time, more money. But when you commit to win, commit. It's time and money. That's what it comes down to. Not this. I mean, I was coming through Phoenix Airport one day. This woman says, Rich Dad, I have a great real estate deal. I said, what is it? It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It's $180,000. I think you can sell it for $250,000. I said, I'm not interested. Oh, you call yourself a real estate investor? I just gave you this big deal. I said, well, to me, it's a small deal. Keep going, though. This is where I wanted to go to, fast track. And we'll go into that the next lesson. But if I'm going to go to the fast track, then I've got to work harder on myself. Does that make sense? Practice after practice. I am playing to win. If I can impart anything to that, and I can't expect somebody to be a winner if I'm not willing to be a winner. I can't expect somebody to be on my team if I'm not pushing myself harder. That's focus. Does that make sense, you guys here?
Yes.
It's not this BS diversification and play it safe. Am I clear, you guys here? It's very different. Very, very, very different. And so the more you play to win, better chance you get. Look at these guys here. The associations, who's on their team? These guys form labor unions. The pilots union, the teachers union, because they're so wimpy, they need some union to protect them. Right? This union, that union, you know, I mean, it's fine. If you're going to be that wimpy, join a union. My father was head of the teachers union. You wonder why I argued with him constantly, because he's a Democrat and I'm a capitalist. I say, protect those guys. They need protection from me. Oh, you're so cruel. It's just a different point of view, a different game. Am I making sense? And these guys join associations like the Accountants Association, the Professional Association, the Law Association, the Medical Association. They'll hang together. And they wonder why they don't succeed. It's because they're all the same people talking about the same stuff. You know what I'm talking about? You get a bunch of doctors together, all they want to do is complain about how Medicare is ripping them off and all this stuff. But they don't want to do this side. I see it all the time. I see attorneys, you know, they get together a little practice. They don't build a business. Because business and investing are team sports, not unions or association. A team means you need different people on your team. So the reason we created Rich Dad Advisors, here's my attorney, Garrett Sutton, own your own corporation. He's a member of my team. The ABCs are building a business team that wins. That's Blair Singer, who's part of my team. Protecting your number one asset, Michael Lecter, attorney. It's about protecting your mind, your thoughts. The ABCs of getting out of debt. This is Garrett, and Garrett, again, is an attorney, writing the legal sides of getting out of debt. And on. How to buy and sell a business. These guys are my team. These are the A students. But they're on my team. Does that make sense, you guys here? So the way to win is really have great people on your team. Here's the ABCs of writing a business plan. That's what winners do. You know, they're not sitting on the bar eating Cheetos, sucking down drafts. Other people's money. It's how you get rich with other people's money. This should be part of a wealth library. When you need the information, just go through the book. If you don't read, there's going to audiobooks also. Just listen to them in your car. But you have got to want to win. You've got to qualify to make the team. Does that make sense, you guys here? You think the NFL is asking for me to play on their team? The Phoenix Cardinals might, but nobody else. And the last one here is Sales Dogs. The reason this is Blair Singer's book, selling is the number one skill on this side. Over here, good grades. If you can't sell, you're in horrible condition. So that's why we had Sales Dogs here. Blair teaches people how to sell. Because on this side, you must learn how to sell. Does that make sense, you guys here? Yes. And this is the rule. Generally, the person that sells the best owns the company. I know in my company, I'm the best salesman they have. I have practiced selling since 1974. I practice. I attend sales conferences, how to sell better. Because I'm playing to win. Because, if you don't sell it, you eat it. There's nothing there. If you can't sell, you suck. Sales equals income. When I meet somebody with a low income basis, it's because they can't sell. They can be A students, but they can't sell. Again, it's emotionally, they're afraid of rejection, afraid of this, they don't have the training. One of the reasons I recommend people join network marketing companies is that they learn how to sell. If you can sell, you have a better chance of success on this side. If you can't sell, over here you have to ask for $500 an hour, or you ask for a pay raise. Loser. Got it, you guys here? Yes. Rich Dad Company stands for this side. This is not right or wrong. The clarity is which side of the team you want to play on. And are you qualified to make the team? That's the real world. Is that clear, everybody here? Yes. So I cooperate on my team, and I compete against the world with my team. If you're playing by yourself or with yourself only, you don't win that much. Very few people are Tiger Woods. But I can put a good team together and win. The beauty is, in the world of business and investing, these guys are playing as individuals. I'm playing as a team. I have a better chance of winning. So that's lesson number 9. You don't have to be smart, but you have to have a smart team around you. Thank you very much.